Hello and welcome to another homebrew video. There's been a lot of homebrew videos on the channel recently. So as we can see here, the Evil Dog Double IPA makes 7.5%, not on my watch. It makes actually now 10.5%. And while I'm talking, as of this video going out, Love Brewing are doing a thing. If you put in Raggy 10, capital Raggy as in capital letters, with a 10, and if you're interested in buying it, they'll give you 10% off. Yeah, I didn't get 10% off when I bought it, but but if it's good for the channel and good for people, then that's great. Not good for me. But anyway, yeah. But if it promotes the world of home brew, gets more people into making these beers, then that's fantastic. £26.85 this cost me, I think it was anyway. I added 1.5 kilos or 2 kilos of sugar, so it worked out to, I think it was 80 pence. Yeah, something like that. Or maybe even less, maybe, yeah. You have to work out sometime. My maths are crap these days. 80 pence a pint for what is a triple IPA. Not a double, a triple. Obviously the hops that go in are Simcoe and Summit, but I had in one of these bags two tea bags. So I got a double waff of hops. And then not only that, I put the bloody Goldings hops in that were supposed to be in the Woodford's beer, because I'd obviously had too much to drink one night. Put the bloody wrong hops in, didn't I? These things happen. Yep. So put that there a minute. Let's pour a bit of a glass out. Bear in mind this is 10.5%, and it is strong, but nice. So comes out lively. I won't pour a full pint because and there we go. Ooh, look at that. Hey, good easy pour, white head. Hoppy aroma, tropical aromas coming through. As I said in the videos I've been doing with these, you buy different hop tea bags. You can buy the hops and use like these bags to stop the crappy hop stuff going everywhere. But hop tea bags, I think they're it all depends on the price, I suppose. But you can use that as a base. You can make a triple IPA. You can chuck a load of hops in. You can make some beer. And it's a hell of a lot easier than all grain. I've done all grain and I just find it so tedious and long. I mean, for some people they love all grain. For me, I just rocks my boat. I'm like, oh God. But there's the beer. Looks pretty much as it did on the first tasting, bar the head. Not overly carbonated. Feel the strength. Feel that blooming strength. Whoa. But it's not too, if I know it's 10.5% because I did all the maths. If I was to say, what is that? I'd say it's about 7.5%. So you're not getting that big hit that you get from, from a big ABV beer. It's smooth. It looks good, doesn't it? I've got to be honest. I've had it in bottle before, and in bottle it settles and and goes, it looks like modern traditional beer in bottles. Then as soon as you pour it, obviously it turns this sort of colour. But it's so lively. So I've put it in the barrel. Literally, I've got a few weeks to drink it. Although I'm going to drink the Woodfords first, and then I'm going to go on to this. So, you know, there's neon. I've had some tasters. Then I've left it, you know, to secondary ferment. And then it's going in the shed. The shed's quite warm now, especially today. And it will sit there. Should I have split it into 2 barrels and carbonated it? So that might be the thing for the future with doing brews, so that being as, you know, if I'm going to do lots of homebrew and I'm playing with kits, rather than force myself into drinking 40 pints of this straight, you know, woof over days, you know, or weeks, to split the beer into 20 pints and then, you know, carbonate it, secondary carbonation, secondary fermentation, and then have 20 pints, which will still take 2 weeks for it to go down, and then split it. You know, I'm wondering if that's the better idea, or bottle it. I don't want to go down the bottling route if I can help it, but I'm also very wary that, you know, being forced, if I start wasting beer, this is a bit of an experiment for me. I would have thought the stronger beer would last a little bit longer, especially the barley wine. I mean, it's sealed. You know, the top's sealed on the barrel. I know you can use them screw down carbonation things to keep the CO2 in. You know, to put more CO2 into it. I don't know. I've still got some of them, to be fair. But there should be enough CO2 in there to last a while anyway. So here we go. You know, I think it's between 70 and 80 pence. In fact, yeah, 40 pints times 10 times 7 quid. So yeah, it's just over 70 pence. Just a pint, 10.5% ABV, 70 pence. The beer's tasting good. At no time does it taste home brewy. Probably could have put more sugar in for secondary fermentation. Oh, then the kick, the warmth of the beer going through. Oh. In my polycarbonate glass. These polycarbonate glasses seem to be all the rage now. At least they don't break on you. And feel like a glass as well. You know, I know it's plastic, more polycarbonate, but I don't mind them. Not like a thin, weak plastic glass, you know, when they give you them and you can do that. I mean, you can't do that, it's solid. And you're like, oh, you've spilt it off it before you've walked anywhere. But these, yeah. I'm a bit of a convert to them. I think you're just about getting the glass experience without the chance of breaking on you. Oh, Bayek. And the fact that you can play around with this kit, you know, Bulldog brews, yeah. I'd love to see them doing some new kits. I really would. I feel the market is out there to, you know, some limited edition kits. There's plenty of homebrew shops out there. Am I going to brew this again? I think the answer to that question is yes. Yeah, I like a big beer. I do want to try and get different hops. Instead of using, Summit and Simcoe, maybe using Citra and doing a big Citra Triple IPA. The 1.5 to 2 bags of sugar does work. The yeast is powerful enough to cope with it. And obviously you can play around, and it tells you on the back on the instructions, you can play around when you put your hops in. There's many alternatives of when you do it. But yeah, getting 50 or 100 grams of Citra, I don't know how much it is. It's gonna add to the cost. So what would be 80 pence if it's 6 or 7 quid to get the hops, it's gonna bump it up to 35. So it's gonna add another, say, 10, 12 pence a pint. But for something different, I do feel that Love Brewing and Bulldog Brews, there's a market there, especially if they think about it right, and I'll just for bedevilment, let's have a look at Love Brewing while I'm talking and while the beer's breathing, as it were. So, Love Brewing. And, they've kindly, bear in mind, they've done it on their own back. I bought my kits and I've been tagging them in. I always tag shops and breweries in when I do beer reviews or homebrew or anything. I paid the same price as everyone else, So, I've not got anything different there for me. I didn't get 10% off. But, pay off, beer making. So we go on beer making. Hops. Right, we'll click on hops. So, hop and grain. You've got a muslin steeping bag, which is only £1. So, yeah, you could just buy the bag and then use it again. Bramlin Cross, 100 for £2.69, 100 grams. Bravo hops, £3.59. Wahimi, £3.11. That's for 100 grams. So it is doable. Cascade, Brewer's Gold hops, whatever that is. Centennial, Challenger. Challenger's hops are a bit more expensive. Chinook, Citra's £4.50 for 100 grams. They've only got 50 grams in there. 100 grams would really bump that flavour up. Cluster hops, I'm not sure what cluster is. Columbus, I've heard of Columbus before. East Kent Goldings. First Gold. Fuggles again. Fuggles, Summit, which is already in. Gleaner, Target, Willamette, Goldings, and I thought there was already Goldings already in it, but Bullet, Hallertau, Hercules. So yeah, I mean there's Magnum, North Down, Pacific Jade. So this is where changing a beer. You've got the base beer, you're chucking the hops in on, say, day 4, and the Citra would be the one to try. Chinook would also be one to try. Simcoe, Mosaic. Imagine, even if it's a double IPA and you don't pee about like I've done, a double IPA, Citra double IPA, Citra triple IPA. This is where brewing gets interesting. You haven't got to go down the route of buying an all grain kit, which is a lot of money, a lot of faff as well. If you're good at it, you're alright, but it's faff. There is a lot of faff involved. And I know people that have done all grain brewing and gone back to doing kits because they can't be doing 6 and 7 hours and there's the loss when making the beer is more than when you do it from a kit. The loss when you're doing a kit is very little compared to that. And because these kits come in a bag rather than come in tins or sachets, pouches rather, they do make for a great brew. Anyway, 15 minutes. Still got a nice aroma. Could you imagine the aroma with a 100-gram bag of hops? Bloody hell. Ooh. Wow. Wow, that strength's kicking in there. Bloody hell. Like I say, probably not as aroma and flavourful as some of the hops, some of the brews out there, because they use more hops, But it's a damn good, what is a triple IPA. Literally 71 pence a pint. A pint. In this stupid day and age where we're paying absolutely ridiculous prices. It's not the pub's fault. Bloody government wanting to kill the pub trade. Anyway, would I drink that again? I've got 40 pints. I'm going to be drinking it again. Oh yeah. Am I happy? Yeah. I think this is the best brew I've done of this. The barrel works. Whether I split the barrel next time, I'll see how it goes. If I feel I'm getting near the end and I'm having to quaff it, just to not lose it, because I'm not losing it, then maybe I'll split the barrel. But these are all interesting ideas. Having 2 barrels instead of bottling, to drink 1 barrel, then the other barrel's carbonating nicely. Yeah, all very interesting. Out of 5 for me, good 4.6 out of 5 all day long, if not more. Cheers.